Waminjika, and welcome everybody to the Australian Open 2025 official draw. It's lovely to have you all here, and I know you're all looking forward to seeing what unfolds. But I'd like to say a warm welcome to Jelena Dokic, who's my co-host here today. And I'd also like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today. I would also like to pay our respects to elders past and present. Jelena.
Yes.
A few days away from it all getting underway, and it's been an incredible opening couple of weeks to the year. What have you made of it?
It's been amazing. Both you and I, we've done the United Cup, Perth, Sydney, Brisbane. There's still tournaments going on, but we've already got some amazing storylines and potential rivalries building, don't we?
Well, one of those rivalries was the United Cup already, where we've had Iga and Coco go head-to-head. Anything else that stood out for you?
Well, look, Aryna Sabalenka winning Brisbane. Whenever she plays a final or wins the event, the lead-up event going into the Australian Open, she's won the title. So she's won Brisbane, look out. And will Coco or Iga or Zhang perhaps be able to challenge her there? But what about the men, Todd, as well?
Well, there's a lot of talk about the potential of one of the finals that everybody would like to see, of course, that being Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz. There's 126 others that would like to say something different to that. In particular, one man. Who would that be?
Alex de Minaur.
Oh, yeah, I thought of another one as well.
Novak Djokovic.
Yeah, that was the one I was thinking
of.
Yes, so we've got plenty to look forward to.
We do. Well, Novak, he's trying to win his 11th Australian Open and potentially 25th Grand Slam in 2025, coincidentally. But what about Alex de Minaur? He's seeded 8th for the first time in a Grand Slam, playing great tennis. How good was he at the United Cup?
Fantastic. One of the big chances for Australian tennis, and I know that all the local fans will well and truly be behind him. But shortly, our tournament referee Wayne McEwen and our tournament director Craig Tiley are about to undertake the men's and women's singles draws. But before we do that, we're going to head up to the Tanderrum Bridge, which is just up over here, where our reigning champions are with the trophies and about to bring them down to put them back on display to see, Jelena, if they could potentially win them again. So there they are. They're on their way. The marching band behind them. I'm going to ask Craig Tiley just to stand up for a minute, Craig, while these two bring Norma and Daphne. It's all been going very well. We've obviously got the last matches of qualies underway here today, and you must be pleased with how the site is looking. It's incredible.
The site's magnificent. We've had so far more people come through the gates than we had at the same time last year, but there's been so much to do across the end-to-end on the site, and we're really looking forward to when we start the main event on Sunday.
It's getting noisy. They're on their way. One of the key things is this has become a 3-week tournament. It's no longer a 2-week tournament.
It's not. It's end-to-end now, 21 days, and we're going to see it grow more and more, particularly this week, because the fans have loved coming out and watching everyone play.
Okay, we're going to tap dance and sing in just a moment. Got to be something special to be able to hold the trophies like that, hey? Well, here they are. The Daphne Akhurst Memorial Cup, followed by the Norman Brooks Challenge Cup. Round of applause for our champions, everybody.
How are you? Welcome.
Aryna and Jannik, we'll get you to come over here. Welcome. Great to have you guys both back here. Jelena?
Yep. Well, I'll start with you, Aryna. We have conversations and interviews all the time, so I feel like I see you all the time. But this is special. You're coming through the doors as a 2-time champion here. You won Brisbane as well. You're pretty much an adopted Aussie at this point. So what's it like to walk through the doors in your basically home Grand Slam?
I mean, is it working?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm super happy to be here. That's definitely one of my favorite, and I have a lot of great memories, and to be back here and to walk with this beautiful trophy that as a 2-time Australia Open champion, it's definitely something special, and I'm really looking forward, and I really hope that I can keep doing what I'm doing here in Australia.
Jannik, what about you? I mean, 12 months ago, you're the number 4 seed. You beat one of the all-time favourites here at Melbourne Park in the semis, come back in the final. To walk back as the number 1 player in the world with that trophy, what is that like?
Yeah, for sure. It's a bit different. It's a different feeling, but you know we are all very happy to start the season again here in Australia, in Melbourne. It's a very nice tournament. You know, beautiful people. It's called the Happy Slam. So we are all very happy to be back here, and hopefully we can. All the players, we can show some good tennis, which I think is the most important part.
I mean, sorry, up to you.
No, Aryna, I just want to lead into that next question because you said, I hope I can keep it going. If you do, if you win your third, you'll only be the 6th woman ever to do it. The others are Yvonne Goolagong-Cawley, Margaret Court, Monica Seles, Steffi Graf, and Martina Hingis. Did you know that?
I mean, yeah, I did, and last time, not like I was like really looking into the history. They just told me on the interview in Brisbane. What was that, like 25 years ago? Last time
Yes,
they
97 to 99.
It's like, you know, putting your name in the history and being like next to those legends. It's something special, and it would be huge. But you know, I'd better focus on myself, on like keep improving myself every day, and hopefully I'll be able to bring my best tennis every time I'm out there, and hopefully I'll be able to put my name next to those legends.
Jannik, what about you? A little bit of a different preparation coming into this year's tournament than previously. So a stop in the Middle East along the way. How's that been?
Yeah, it was. You know, we tried to make it the best possible pre-season, and you know, it was something different. I want sometimes trying something new, so it was quite good one. So I'm happy to be here, and we still have some days trying to get used to these conditions, and then hopefully be ready.
Well, should we say goodbye? You have one more, or?
No, I was going to ask Aryna, because I didn't ask her this. You guys are here practicing the week before. Maybe it's a question for both. Some favourite places, coffee. Do you like to keep it the same every single year, or do you mix it up?
No, I prefer to mix it up, you know. I don't want to have like exact same routine because I'm planning to be on tour for quite a bit, and I don't want to have like exact same routine in each country, each place, because I feel like I'll get tired of that, so I like to mix it up.
Okay.
Any superstitions, Jannik?
No, only same hotel. Then the rest.
Same hotel. Just one.
Just the rest. We change it up.
Well, we'd like to wish the both of you the very best of luck in your defence, or perhaps you're just going to go straight out there and win it again here at this AO. But ladies and gentlemen, would you please put your hands together for our champions, Aryna Sabalenka and Jannik Sinner. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, so they're giving the trophies back, and that means that we need to find out how they're going to defend this year. I'm going to pass it over now to our tournament referee, Wayne McEwen, who's now about to undertake the draw. The women's singles will be first, and he's got the assistant of Lexi. She is one of our AO2025 ball kids. We'll let the photos get done, Yelena. One last shot for them both. So Norman, Daphne, free agents once again, and Wayne, over to you.
Thank you, Todd. We're going to start with the women's singles draws. We will start by randomly placing the unseeded players into the draw. If we can now start with those.
Excellent.
Thank you. Number 1 seed goes on line number 1, Aryna Sabalenka. And on line 128, we have our number 2 seed, Iga Swiatek. We move on to seeds 3 and 4. First one drawn goes onto line 33. Just one, thank you. We have our number 3 seed, Coco Gauff. Onto line 96. We have our number 4 seed, Jasmine Paolini. seeds 5 through 8. First one drawn onto line 32. We have our number 5 seed, Qinwen Zheng. Line 64. Thank you. We have our number 7 seed, Jessica Pegula. Line 65 is next. We have our number 6 seed, Elena Rybakina. And onto line 97. We have our number 8 seed, Emma Navarro. Seeds 9 through 12. First drawn onto line 17. We have our number 12 seed, Diana Schneider. Line 49 is next. We have our number 11 seed, Paula Bedosa. Onto line 80. We have our number 10 seed, Danielle Collins. And on line 112, we have our number 9 seed, Daria Kasatkina. We then do seeds 13 to 16. First drawn onto line 16. We have our 14th seed, Mira Andreeva. Onto line 48. We have our 16th seed, Yelena Ostapenko. Onto line 81. We have our 15th seed, Beatrice Haddad-Meyer. And on line 113, we have our 13th seed, Anna Kalinskaya. Moving on to now seeds 17 to 24. First drawn onto line number 9. Seed 23, Magdalena Freck. Line 24 is next. We have our 18th seed, Donna Vekic. Line 41. We have our 20th seed, Karolina Muchova. Line 56. We have our 17th seed, Marta Kostiuk. Line 73. We have our 19th seed, Madison Keys. Line 88. We have our 22nd seed, Katie Bolter. Line 105. We have our 24th seed, Yulia Putintseva. And on line 120, we have our 21st seed, Victoria Azarenka. Moving on to our final group of seeds, seeds 25 to 32. First drawn onto line 8. We have our 29th seed, Linda Noskova. Line 25. We have our 27th seed, Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova. Line 40. We have our 30th seed, Leila Fernandez. Line 57. We have our 25th seed, Ludmila Samsonova. Line 72. We have our 32nd seed, Diana Yastremska. Line 89. We have our 28th seed, Elena Svitolina. Line 104. We have our 31st seed, Maria Sakkari. And completing our women's singles draw on line 121, we have our 26th seed, Ekaterina Alexandrova. Thank you very much, Lexi.
Thank you very much, Wayne. Wayne and Craig are about to go and certify the draw, make sure that everything is correct. While they do that, would you please welcome up onto the stage John Millman. John, Yelena and myself are just going to go through
Good job, mate.
some of those sections of the women's draw. Welcome to you, John. Great to have you. It's your first draw ceremony as a non-player, so it's an interesting way to look at it all. Let's just take a look at this, the top of the draw. And Yelena, let's start with the defending champion and what you think of Aryna's draw.
Well, she's going to play Sloane Stephens first round, a former US Open champion. So a tough one there. And the first thing that we went to was that quarter, and that is potentially Zheng Qinwen. That would be a replay of last year's final. So that potentially there will now be a quarter-final setup.
All right, what else do you like in there, John? Has anything caught your eye?
Well, first of all, I'm so glad that I'm doing this and not having to wait as a player for the draw because that was always a nervous experience. Look, obviously I look to the Australians. I'm a proud Aussie at heart. We've got Darius Saville. She managed to avoid a seed there. Ayla Tomljanovic also managing to avoid a seed. I'd be keen to hear your thoughts there, Yelena, on Dash's first round against Anna Blinkova.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Blinkova, a big hitting player, so it'll be interesting to see. They always want to avoid that seed, though, so I think from that perspective, then they've done well. But for you and me, Todd, there's something else that caught our eye, didn't it? And that was a floater, Naomi Osaka.
Yes.
Who is in that other quarter of the draw, and she has to play Caroline Garcia, and that's a replay of last year's big hitting first round match.
We've got our runner-up there at number 32, Zheng at the fifth seed. A nice little opener for her with a qualifier, and a good section to start her journey, you could say, back into the Open.
But look out for Donna Vekic, 18th seed, Wimbledon semi-finalist, and a big match against Zheng at the US Open. They played a three-setter, so potentially some upsets there. Mira Andreeva, the 17-year-old, look out for her.
I was going to mention that. Mira Andreeva, she was awfully impressive at the Brisbane International. She went out there in the semi-finals, but she is such a talent. Yep. She moves incredibly well. She's a great ball striker. She's the one I'd be watching out for in that top half as a dangerous seed floater.
Let's take a look at the next quarter if we could. And we take a look at Coco Gauff. So that's an interesting section.
Yeah.
You've got Leyla Fernandez,
Well, she's got
Mulkova, you've got Ostapenko. That's one of the hardest sections that we
Yeah.
can see in the draw.
Well, Coco Gauff's got to play Sophia Kenin, who won here a few years ago. It's an all-American battle. Have a look at Naomi Osaka, has to play Caroline Garcia. And the winner of that goes on to play Muchova, potentially Ostapenko, and then Gauff. So that's probably the toughest part of the draw there.
I reckon, Todd, that line 64, Jessica Pegula, obviously coming off that success, making the final at the 2024 US Open. Well, she's up against Australian Maya Joint, who also made her breakthrough at the 2024 US Open, where she got through qualifying. She won her first round. She lost in a really big match on Arthur Ashe against Madison Keys. So I really like Maya Joint. She has got a great backhand. Look out for that one.
We're going to take a look at the third section here.
Maybe.
We get the third quarter.
We're good.
Oh, it's up. There we go.
That's the third quarter.
So Elena Rybakina up
Yeah.
the top there after her performances in the United Cup. Look really good. Back, playing a lot more matches.
Yeah.
She's got to be dangerous.
She is, but she takes on Emerson Jones, junior world #1, who got her first WTA win in Adelaide against the top 50 opponents. So a tough one for both. And Emerson Jones on the big stage, first Australian Open, and gets a tough one there. But then you go on and you kind of still look, you've got Danielle Collins, Madison Keys, all big hitting players. Katie Bolter, she was impressive at the United Cup also, and Jasmine Paolini completes that part of the
And we'll
draw.
quickly look at the final section as we're ready to keep moving on to get to the men's draw. Emma Navarro and Peyton Stearns, All-American clash to get things underway there. That will be interesting for our colleagues at ESPN. And what do you make of Iga Swiatek's draw down the bottom?
Well, I think Iga Swiatek probably wanted to avoid some of those players early on, which pretty much she did. And I think, look, you've got Azarenka there, you've got Kalinskaya, probably if you look at it from a game perspective, really suits her on these faster hard courts. But you've got some players there that really have the potential to upset. Watch out for Emma Raducanu there as well. She plays a seed, but she's in Iga's, that part of the draw.
Okay, well, that's a quick summary of that. And as we get set, I think Craig and Wayne are ready to come in and we'll get the men's draw underway. Thanks, John. John, come and stay with us. Don't leave. He's left.
I'll stay here.
Thank you, Craig. You can stay with us, mate. It's okay. Wayne, if you're all ready to go, we've got another one of our AO2025 ball kids here to help you with the men's draw. Louis is on his way up. Welcome to you, Louis. As we get that all set once again.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you. We'll now move on to the men's singles draw. Again, we'll start with our unseeded players. They will be randomly placed by the computers. First quarter. Okay. Moving on to our seeds for the men's singles. Our #1 seeded player, Jannik Sinner, on line 1. And on line 128, our #2 seed, Alexander Zverev. Thank you. Seeds 3 and 4. First one drawn onto line 33. We have our #4 seed, Taylor Fritz. And on line 96, our #3 seed, Carlos Alcaraz. Seeds 5 through 8. First drawn onto line 32. We have our #8 seed, Alex de Minaur. Line 64. We have our number 5 seed, Danil Medvedev. Line 65. Our number 7 seed, Novak Djokovic. And on line 97, our number 6 seed, Casper Ruud. Moving through to seeds 9 to 12. First drawn onto line 17. We have our number 11 seed, Stefanos Tsitsipas. Line 9. Our number 9 seed, Andrei Rublev. Line 80. Our number 10th seed, Grigor Dimitrov. And on line 112, we have our 12th seed, Tommy Paul. Seeds 13 through 16. Thank you. First drawn onto line 16. We have our 13th seed, Holger Rune. Line 48. Our 16th seed, Lorenzo Musetti. Line 81. We have our 15th seed, Jack Draper. And on line 113, we have our 14th seed, Ugo Humbert. Seeds 17 through 24 are next. First drawn onto line 9. We have our 18th seed, Herbert Hurkacz. Line 24. We have our 19th seed, Karen Khachanov. Line 41. Our 21st seed, Ben Shelton. Line 56. Our 17th seed, Francis Tiafoe. Line 73. Seed 24, Jiri Lehechka. Line 88. Seed 22, Sebastian Korda. Line 105. Our 23rd seed, Alejandro Tabilo. And on line 120, we have our 20th seed, Arthur Fils. Our remaining group of seeds, seeds 25 through 32. On line 8, we have our 32nd seed, Flavio Corboli. Line 25. Our 31st seed, Francisco Cerandulo. Line 40. Our 30th seed, Giovanni Mepeci Perica. Line 57. Our 25th seed, Alexei Popyrin. line 72. Our 26th seed, Thomas Machak, line 89. We have our 27th seed, Jordan Thompson, line 104. We have our 29th seed, Felix Auger-Aliassime. And completing our men's single straw on line 121, we have our 28th seed, Sebastian Baez. Thank you, Louis.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Wayne. Craig. There you go, and we'll take a quick look. If we could look at quarter one, please. And some interesting lineups. A lot of interest, obviously, on some certain names in the draw, but Jannik Sinner takes on Nicholas Jarry. That's a tough one to open with.
Yeah, Nicholas Jarry, he is he's a real dangerous floater. Obviously has a massive serve, can really play you off the court. Tough one for Jannik Sinner to start things off.
And Alex Simonov playing Van der Zandschulp in the opener, Yelena. That's a challenging first one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. They've had a few matches before, and even Alex has come on top. He's a really difficult one. Let's not forget how well he played at the US Open.
Well, Botic Van der Zandschulp was the one that took apart Carlos Alcaraz in the second round there. So a real dangerous player.
And you've got a couple there in there with Tsitsipas, a former finalist. There's a Holger Rune.
You got a floater in line 13 too, in Matteo Berrettini, who could easily cause some upsets or some worry for Jannik Sinner in that quarter. As we take a look at section 2, if we could, please. Taylor Fritz, there's some interesting ones in here, country versus country, and you take a look at Jensen Brooksby coming back to Grand Slam tennis again to take on Taylor Fritz, a tough opener for him.
Yeah, it definitely is, but my eyes are drawn to that number 40 there. Giovanni Pecci Pericard against Gael Monfils. Gael Monfils, ever the entertainer. Pecci Pericard last year on tour averaged 211 first serve kilometres an hour, second serve 197. This guy has an absolute rocket.
And it's interesting to see the Americans there because you've got Ben Shelton there seeded as well. So a lot of those players will come up against each other. Musetti, Rublev as well. Francis Tiafoe, like this section with Alexei Popyrin. He's seeded for the first time at the Australian Open, potentially there, third round against Medvedev.
All Italian clash with Matteo Arnaldi against Lorenzo Musetti as well. Daniil Medvedev, he'll be happy with that opener, I would think, coming off the birth of a second child for he and his wife. So that'll ease him into the tournament. As we take a look at section 3, please. Okay, Novak Djokovic. What do we make of that?
Yeah, Nishesh is actually one of the players that played at the Next Gen finals. He's got a lot of game. What an experience to play against Novak Djokovic. You never write anyone off, but gee whiz, Novak Djokovic is tough to beat here at Melbourne Park.
Also, keep an eye on Riley Opelka there because he played so well in Brisbane, beat actually Pecci Pericard, who took out Novak. So it's a tough little sections there. Thomas Machak playing great tennis, so that could be a challenge for Novak. Dimitrov is there as well.
He takes on Fognini, the more senior members of the tour. I'm not sure they're not going to be happy with me saying that.
And Thanasi Kokkinakis is there playing Roman Safiullin in the first round, avoiding a seed. And of course, Alcaraz leads into that quarter.
And the final section, please. So this is one of those very evenly set quarters between seeds, which you'd look at and you go, okay, this is going to play out very nicely. There should be some very good matches within it.
Yeah, one of the ones that I'm looking at is line 104, our 29th seed, Felix Auger-Aliassime. Jean-Leonard Struff, really dangerous on his day. I'm looking forward to seeing that matchup. There is another name there, though, Yelena, that I think we were all looking for.
You're leaving that to me?
Yeah, I am.
Nick Kyrgios, line 124. So he's taking on Jacob Finley of Great Britain, and there's a seed there, Sebastian Baez and Alexander Zverev. So for Nick...
As a floater in the draw, Nick would be happy with that, wouldn't he, John?
Yeah, I think so. I think that it's been relatively kind to him. Obviously, if he can get through and have the opportunity to play Alexander Zverev, it'll be a bit of a serving-a-thon. But have a look at who Zverev plays. Luka Pui coming back from a long injury layoff. He's been a semi-finalist here before.
Well, that's just some of the quick assessment. But before we get full confirmation from Wayne and from Craig, the AO trophies, the Norman Brooks Challenge Cup and the Daphne Akhurst Memorial Cup, they've been travelling around Victoria as part of our AO on the Road series. Come back here. Just some of the magnificent scenery of Victoria. Craig and Wayne, we're back, and are we all set to roll?
We are all set to roll.
Okay, so we've confirmed, certified. For you, Craig, the next steps?
Get ready for the next
Yeah, what
2.5 weeks.
So you'll be heading down,
we have to
making
make-
the schedule?
Yeah, we've got to go now and make some decisions over the next 24 hours of what half of the schedule would be Monday, it'd be Sunday, Monday or Tuesday, because we've got 3 days now for the first round. So always a difficult decision because players are going to make requests. We got events finishing around the country still, and so that's going to probably take quite a bit of time.
Well, good luck to you both. It's a massive 2.5 weeks left. That part is done, and there's plenty more to go. So good luck to you. Thank you, John, for joining us. Yelena as well, and to everybody that's joined us online, thank you. And may I say that the AO 2025 is about to get underway in earnest. To stay up to date, you need to go to AO News, Story, Scores and Tickets. Visit the ausopen.com website or download the AO app to keep up to date with everything. It all gets underway Sunday here at Melbourne Park. Thanks very much for your company and good luck to all involved.